So here is the famous Scottish Gracenote tutorial that I've been talking about in all of the other lessons, which I hope you've been watching. Scottish grace notes, like grace notes actually in any tradition, really help make the tune. If you don't put in the things that kind of flavor or cause the accent of the tune, then, you could just be playing. It doesn't necessarily sound like music. It just sounds like notes. So these are some things I'm going to show you that in the Scottish fiddle tradition make a tune sound Scottish. And a lot of these grace notes have been influenced by bagpipes from Scotland or by the singing traditions of Scotland. And then others are very fiddle-centric. Another grace note used a lot in Scottish music actually comes, I think, from the Irish tradition. I mostly have the roll, which is what we're going to look at next, associated with Irish music. However, because there's a lot of influences on Scottish music, especially on Scottish music in America, I use the roll all the time. And it's a really great grace note. It sounds similar to the wiggle because it has the same kind of vibe where you're going to a note beneath the note you're actually embellishing. So if we go back to our B note here, to play the roll, you're going to go all around that B. So you're going to start by playing the flick above it, and then lift up your first finger and come back to it. So it's kind of like a flick and a wiggle all put into one thing. Some people play the roll just a half step above the note that they're embellishing, and maybe a little bit heavier. But I like that really open sound of, in this instance, using my third finger and making it kind of a flick on top. I think of the roll being used rhythmically in two different settings. A roll that happens right on top of the beat, like that, or a roll that's just delayed a little bit. So on top of the beat, it sounds like this, and delayed. The delayed one's really nice. And when you're thinking about how to play that and where to enter the roll, how long to delay, it's really just coming on the second beat. And you can practice adding a little pulse to your bow. If you're going for, you can play that with one bow. And then right on the pulse, add the roll. So that's where you delay it. Again, the one on the top of the beat is. And that is called the roll.